Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, we got another crazy show. We're going to make this a very short, succinct show, and then we're going to get to the post-show clarity for all the members. You do not want to miss it. I got to go off on the Candace Owens, Erica Kirk, and my print shop. I got to talk about it, but only for the people who I feel like been day one loyal to me. I owe it to you to talk about it. But we got to get to Dwight Howard first and the crazy scenario with his wife. Then we got to get to call her daddy and these nut job women that think they can sleep around and still be treated properly. But before we get to any of that, new updates in the Charlie Kirk case and the preliminary hearings. You do not want to miss what the defense is saying. Welcome to the Office Tatum
I
Show.
want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country. All right, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, we got to start the show with the preliminary hearings, the pretrial preliminary hearings. I'm probably saying it wrong because I wasn't a lawyer. But the defense has come out before the trial in Charlie Kirk's death, and they've come out and made some unique requests. I wouldn't say unique, but they made some pretty obvious requests, and they want to request to secure the evidence of the case and also not make the case public. And I want us to understand what this means from a law enforcement perspective. Because a lot of people are probably grumbling online. They're saying this, they're saying that. Half of the people don't even know what they're talking about, never been to trial. They don't even know what these implications are. And I would add that there's two things that you need to know about this pretrial hearing leading up to the initial statements and all this other stuff that comes with the trial, jury selection, and all of that. Before you get to that point, I want you to understand two things. Any adequate defense attorney or defense team will make sure that their client looks as good as possible and is not tainted as much as possible before they select jurors. And so what they've been trying to do, the defense have already wanted this not to be televised. At least I forget the appearance when he actually got his defense counsel because he was represented by a public defender, and then he actually hired a team, and when that team came on, they made statements to try to suppress it being visible, him being in the courtroom. They tried to allow him to wear regular clothes, so he's not wearing a jumpsuit. They didn't want the handcuffs to be visible. All of these things that they're trying to do to preemptively avoid him looking like the monster that he is. That's all defense team strategies. The second thing is I want people to understand this trial is really not a trial of guilt and innocence. This trial is a trial for the death penalty. There is no way whatsoever that this nut job will get off in this case. I don't care what all of these blue head nut jobs or even these conservative monsters are saying about him. He did it, and there's unequivocal evidence that he did it, in my opinion, unless in the trial they come up with some new evidence that nobody ever knew was coming, which I doubt it, then this guy is going to go to prison for sure. The question is, and the argument from the defense will be, trying to make him look as good as possible so he don't get the death penalty, because the prosecution is going for the death penalty, which I think will be well-deserved. I don't know what y'all been hearing lately, but don't buy into it. There is clear evidence that he was responsible for shooting Charlie Kirk. There is surveillance evidence. Surveillance evidence was corroborated by his parents, who identified him from surveillance independently of each other. One saw it, and then the other one saw it, and they both unanimously said, "This is our son." It was unanimous between his parents. That is incredible testimony. The gun that was fired on top of the roof had his DNA on it. There's a conversation between him and his dad regarding the gun that belonged to his grandfather. All three were corroborated. He turned himself in. The person who was his neighbor was a sheriff deputy who coordinated him turning himself in. All of those things, they got him on video at a local, I think it was a Dairy Queen or something in the area after the shooting occurred. There is a multitude of evidence against him. That's why he got charged. Don't listen to people who are out here hoodwinking you to make money off of you, acting as if there's some invisible person that's going to be responsible for taking Charlie Kirk's life. So I want to make sure that's clear. Defense is trying to do their best to make him look good so the jurors do not get tainted and that he could get what they would call a fair trial. I don't think there's no way in the world that everybody in America and around the world don't already know what happened to Charlie, but there are nutty people out here that are pushing conspiracies. And this is what, and this is what I said from the very beginning. This is why I have been so critical of what Candace has said and others have said regarding this trial. Because if you taint the jury pool with false information and giving people reasonable doubt in their mind that's unsubstantiated with reality, and they are selected on a jury pool or from the jury pool, and they have their mind made up about a conspiracy that don't exist, they could create a hung jury where it's not unanimously selected that, or not selected, but unanimously agreed upon that the person is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. All you need to do is create enough people that are mind effed and they see it one way and they can't see it any other way. People that want to be activists and say that I'm going to get justice because Israel did it, so I'm gonna make sure I get this kid off. That's what happens when people with large platforms begin to say nonsensical things with no verifiable evidence. So those of you who listen to Brandon Tatum, I got you covered. I will be covering the trial, and you will know exactly what is going on in the trial, and you will know exactly why Robinson will be found guilty. All right. Let's get to the next story. I want to talk about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard, what are you doing, boy? Let's talk about Dwight Howard. Before I get to Dwight Howard, I want to give a quick shout out to Synergy. If you're looking for a supplement that gives clean energy, it tastes good, money back guarantee. And if you want to sleep better at night, our night formula helps you do just that. 1 milligram of melatonin, most of it is magnesium, ashwagandha, and other proprietary ingredients that we put in there to give you the best sleep of your life. Go look at the reviews. Don't believe me. Money back guarantee. Get you Synergy. Get you some Synergy at synergylife.com. Synergylife.com. All right, let's get to Dwight Howard. You know what I realized with Dwight Howard, y'all, is that I used to think these NBA players when I was younger that they had it all figured out. I would think that a man that is, and he probably a narcissistic weirdo too. I don't know that man, but at least by listening to his wives, that they are crazy and they sound crazy and they're ghetto. And you would think a man that had hundreds of millions of dollars over his NFL or NBA career, that he would be dating rational people. Now, that says a lot about him and them, right? He may not be rational, right? That's why he's dealing with these ghetto birds. And I'm not saying they are wrong or him wrong. It's the whole thing is wrong. It's crazy. I want y'all to listen to this 911 call that just was made or placed just the other day. And I'm telling you, he may be a narcissist, right? Narcissistic people, they project a certain persona to the public and everybody think that they're great people and all of that. Behind closed doors, they're Satanists. But he may be that person. But listen to what he said, and I want you to listen to what his baby mama said, or his wife, at this same incident. Roll the clip.
I have theft. Someone stole my jewelry, my wedding ring, my phones, and they left the house.
They stole it from this address, or they're at this address?
They stole it, yes. They stole it from this address, yes, and they left. They was in a black, gray Camaro. It's a female in a gray Camaro.
Okay, when did this happen?
I just want to interject. This is why 911 dispatchers are sick of you people. This man know he calling the police on his wife. Just say, it's my wife. Her name is so-and-so. She's driving a black Camaro that belongs to us and registered to our family. And she did this. Y'all playing them games, man. When I was a cop, this used to annoy the heck out of me. You're like, why are y'all? Don't call if you're going to play games. Anyway, let him finish.
It happened about 11:45, around that time.
Today?
Today.
Okay, but you're not at home, is that correct, sir?
No, ma'am, I had to leave the house to check on my child.
That's okay. So I'm going to have an officer give you a call to help you file that report. Since
yes, ma'am.
You said it's a female subject that took the items?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's your first and last name?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir, what is your first and last name?
My name is Dwight, D-W-I-G-H-T, last name Howard, H-O-W-A-R-D.
Okay. Mr. Howard, the officer is likely going to call you from a private or restricted number, so just be on the lookout for that. They'll call you here shortly.
Now, you see that dispatcher kind of got mad at that. Sir, what's your name? Let me say this before I get to the clip of his wife. I cannot stand police dispatching. I hate it. And I've never been a dispatcher, and I love the dispatchers that used to work with us at TPD. But, like, every time I hear a 911 call, it's annoying the way the dispatchers act. Like, they annoy me. Because somebody can be getting killed. And they go, sir, what is your name? You're like, he's stabbing me. Sir, who's stabbing you? What clothes is he wearing? Ma'am, I can't tell. I'm blind now. You're blind, sir. Sir, you're blind, sir. I hate it. I've heard some of these calls. People be getting killed on the call. They like, sir, stop yelling. What is your name? Spell your date of birth. You're like, ma'am, I'm getting killed right now. My date of birth is irrelevant. And they get mad at you. But anyway, come on, put his wife on there. Or ex, or whatever they're doing. Roll it.
Okay, and what's going on there?
Well, what's going on is my husband, this will be the third time. Whenever he gets upset, he locks me out of our estate. We live in a 35,000 square foot big home. It's Dwight Howard from the lake.
Time out. As opposed to a tiny home? I mean, we live in a big home. Ma'am, what does this have to do? This is why I say I think she crazy. What does this have to do with Dwight Howard locking you out of the house? This woman said, we live in a 35,000 square foot big house, a mansion. Wait till she finishes. She's going to say, my husband is an NBA player, signed a $300 million contract last year. We have the best attorneys on the block, and he's rich. I'm rich, and I know she a problem. Roll the clip.
Anytime he gets upset with me, I come home, the gate's locked. He just did it again. We had an argument. He lost custody of his daughter last night with CPS. He took it out on me, and he went all ballistic. I come home. I try to go back in the gate. He changed the gate code again. I said, the police came out here before, and they told you. It is illegal to do this to Miss Howard. This is your wife. I've been here for 15 months. We've been married for 12. You can't do this. They warned him. Stop doing it. He did it again. So I'm locked out. I had to walk all the way through the woods, break in the side gate. I'm quite shocked the neighbors haven't called the police on me yet. It's raining. I'm embarrassed. I'm outside the gate. He locked me out again. I was not going to call, but I'm sick of it. I cannot keep being made to sleep in my car when my husband gets mad because he's a multi-millionaire and he's an NBA star.
Hold on. Multi. Y'all too rich to be talking like this. He's a multi. Have you ever heard of a multi-millionaire? I have a multi-millionaire. I have never heard of my husband a multi-millionaire. Maybe it's a different kind of millionaire. Maybe a millionaire with drama, a multi. All right, let him finish.
I want somebody to come out here. I don't know my rights as a wife,
Okay,
but for me to be standing outside, it's ridiculous.
Ma'am, I have a few questions for you. What's your first and last name?
It's Amber Howard.
Okay, and I'm just going to ask you some questions. Is there any alcohol or drugs involved today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, any weapons?
I mean, what does that mean? Like, do we own them in the house?
Does he have a weapon on him today?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Do you guys have weapons in the house, though?
Oh, for sure, over 1,000. We have a gun room, a very nice gun room, but that's way far away from the house on the property.
Who do y'all think is probably like there's a personality trait that people have. It's not that many different personality traits. Like everybody is the same. Like it's probably like 7 personalities amongst all the 8 billion people that live on planet Earth. Allegedly, I don't know how many people really live in China, but billions of people that live on planet Earth, there's only like 7 personality traits and maybe 5. There's 12. Somebody said 12. I don't even know if it's that many. I think I blended the two. A few of them could be blended together. But when somebody is calling 911 with a pompous, arrogant tone by thinking that the 911 dispatcher needs to know that you're in a 35,000 square foot home, when you're not even reporting nothing about really none of that. Your husband is a multi-millionaire. I don't think that matters at all. You're saying that y'all got thousands of guns, as if these same people are the ones. This is why Dwight Howard probably has a problem with this woman. She doesn't seem to be qualified, and I could be totally wrong. She's probably a great woman. I don't know. She don't sound like one, but she's not qualified to be with a high net worth person because she seemed like she's a person that ain't never been there before. You know how people have never been to a place before and they don't know how to act? When a person has never had money before and they got new money, they like to talk about their money a lot. Most rich people I know don't even talk about money like that. No rich person I know will tell you how big their house is, how many guns they got in a big gun room that's detached from the house. That tells me a lot, in my opinion, about what kind of woman this is. Roll the clip.
Okay, and where are you right now?
I'm standing outside in the rain.
And can you go ahead and give me a description of yourself so officers know who to look for? Are you black, white, Hispanic,
Of
or Asian,
myself?
ma'am? Yes, ma'am.
I'm black. Yes, ma'am. I'm black. I have on blue jeans with a gray hoodie and a gray hat.
Gray hoodie, blue jeans, and black hat. Perfect. Okay, and where is he right now?
I could have sworn she said gray
I
hat.
have no clue. Our house literally is huge. I don't know where he's at, but I don't know. I'm sure he's looking at me standing at the gate looking stupid. I don't know.
I'm just shocked these people are so ghetto and like childish. Like this sounds like something that like little kids would be talking about, to be honest. But allegedly, I'll try to sum it up real quick because I got one more thing I want to talk about, I think, before we get to the post-show. Yeah, I got one more thing I want to talk about before post-show. Let me put the lady on the screen. This is the woman that's on the 911 call. She goes on to say that drugs is causing her to lose her husband and his family, whatever it case be. But I'm not trying to laugh at these people, but look at what she does she finna pull out a vial of drugs. Go to that next clip. She's finna pull out a vial of drugs. You guys probably already seen her do this cry thing right here, which she probably legitimately has a right to do that. Maybe he is a dirtbag. But she pulls out these drugs to show people on camera that this is what's ruining her marriage. I want you to look at what she does with the drugs in her hand. I almost fell out my chair when I saw what she ended up doing. But the fact that you are in possession of drugs on camera is a huge red flag. You do that. You are in possession of a dangerous drug. If the cops pull you over, you are in possession of drugs. Okay, roll the clip.
I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him. His son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this. I try to tell everybody he needs some help, and ain't nobody would have listened because he got the money. I kept saying, whatever, y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help. And this is it. This is what I'm losing my marriage to.
Pay attention to that hand. It's almost like a magic game. Which hand is it in? Pay attention to that hand. Watch what she do with that hand. Roll it.
This right here, I told everybody, y'all gotta help him. He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it.
She wiped the coke on her nose. You just snorted coke on a live stream. What? Like, hold on, y'all. I'm not trying to make fun of them because, man, everybody have problems. But why are you putting your business on the internet? Because you put your business on the internet, now you done snorted coke on the internet. She literally had the drugs in this hand. I've had drugs in my hand before, not through personal use, but through testing drugs when I was a cop. When you got that much drugs on your hand, you got to wipe it off of your hand into the bag. She kind of just did this. So she got coke all on her hand residue. Look at her mouth. Put her back on the screen. She got the white stuff on her lip, in her mouth. She probably got a little in her nose. She literally did this. Like if you put baby powder on your hand, or you just put sugar on your hand, and you just do this, you still got a lot of sugar still on your hand. And when you do this, that sugar finna go right up your nose. That's the craziest thing I've seen. This lady decided, knowing that she had drugs in a bag, that she was going to go live for the world to see, to bash her husband who she chose to marry. She pulls illegal substances out on camera, poured it in her hand, didn't dump it right, and snorted it on the camera on accident. Let her finish.
I was going to run out the door. I was going to leave him. But everybody told me, don't leave him. He's struggling. I stayed, but not this shit. We got the police involved. CPS, you're lying on me. You making up alibis. You got our son, my stepson, lying. And thank God I recorded it. And he innocent in this, but you said just to protect yourself, you would take anybody out, including me, and I can't let you do it no more. I don't want to share the dirty secrets. I don't want to go out like how everybody else did this, man. But I got to protect myself now. I'm uncomfortable. Now, I don't know what is going to, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. This man has the money. This man controls it all. Yeah. It is not about no money. I've been with this man for 14, 15 months. I never asked him for $1, nothing. I'm not on the credit cards. I just love him for him. But this is going too far. And I'm...
All right, y'all. I got to get to my next story, but I think y'all can see the writing on the wall. I'm not trying to make fun of people. I really, God is like trying to reel me in to say, you don't want to be too hard on people lest it be you, right? Because people talk about me on the internet, and I'm like, why are they so mean to me? Maybe Dwight Howard think I'm being mean to him. I'm just trying to cover the news. I try not to be too superfluous or salacious. But these are two broken individuals that just so happen to be rich and have money. The moral of the story is, don't do that. Quit getting married to people that you're not co-equal to. Handle your own internal stuff before you get married to somebody. Go to therapy, go to counseling, whatever you need to do, ride your bike, do something. You need to be stabilized before you get married because you're going to end up running into these same situations. Speaking of relationships, and then we're going to get to the Erica Kirk, Candace Owens, Officer Tatum merch store, whatever, all that. We're going to talk about that for the members because I got to get this off my chest. I just have to. Me and my wife were talking about it earlier. I got to talk about it. But if you're a member, you support me, I'm willing to have that conversation with y'all, not anybody else. All right, let's get to this real quick. It's very short. Women, don't be like this. Listen to what this woman said. It's sad, but too many young women are falling for it. Roll a clip.
The #1 earner on OnlyFans makes more money than LeBron James.
What?
That is feminism. And we have been taught that we should not show our bodies because it is shameful, and that is some propagandic bullshit because it is so powerful and it hurts no one.
Yeah, take it off.
I did a parody of it and I called it Only Philanthropy. I sold basically like a fireman's calendar and I raised $500,000 for fire victims.
Whoa. What she's really saying is because women are able to manipulate men by using sexuality and false hope. The only power that you have in disrobing is the power that men grant you because they want to see you disrobe more. I did like kind of like a fireman's catalog, raise $500,000. I mean, Elon Musk is going to be a trillionaire. So when you talk about powerful, like let's put that into perspective. You're just talking about taking off clothes. Well, it doesn't hurt anybody. Well, can you actually say that? Can you state that definitively? Pornography doesn't hurt anybody. Girls going on OnlyFans. What about all the women, most women who make no money and they forego other job opportunities? The internet is forever, and OnlyFans is really forever. Young women, you should know that your future employers, that's going to be one of the first searches they run, especially if it's any type of a forward-facing role.
Young women, I think Steven Crowder did an incredible job. I mean, he literally almost said everything that I want to say. Young women, do not fall for that. That woman said number one person on OnlyFans make more than LeBron James. Maybe 1 year, his NBA contract. They're not making more than LeBron James with all these other endorsement deals that he have, and he don't even have to compromise his sexuality or whatever you want to say, put his body on the internet. He can go home at night and sleep at night knowing that he's doing something and making a difference in people's lives, not just stimulating them sexually. And just because you made the same amount of money he made in his NBA contract in 1 year, sis, he been doing it for 17, 18 years making that money. And when he done playing in the NBA, he's going to make more money and more money. He's going to be like Michael Jordan. He's going to be a billionaire. So do not compare, because nobody going to be watching your stanky, wrinkly, toe-up, loose butt on some OnlyFans paying you money for 15 years. It's not going to happen, sis, because the new girlies are coming through. And you old and wore out. They didn't watch all your scenes. You ain't got no more scenes to do. Why y'all think that's a career path? You finna retire? No, you're not, because as soon as you done, you done. There ain't nothing else after being it's nothing else. You don't graduate to be the men. Let me say this real quick about men and women. It's crazy that women think they have power like this. You guys do have power with a man. But for women to think that I am killing it, the man that owns OnlyFans is killing it. You're not killing it, sis. You're putting your life, your body, your reputation on the line, your nudies, and that stuff never go away. And that man ain't took his shirt off on TV. And he make a percentage of what all y'all make. The owner, I saw a thing like this. OnlyFans make $36 million per employee. The next, NVIDIA makes $3 million per employee. Maybe it's billion. It's something like that. Maybe it's 3 million or 3 billion per employee. So they are maxing y'all out and taking the maximum amount of profit. And you feel I'm empowered because I'm making more than LeBron, but the men that built the platform is making way more than y'all in perpetuity. As you leave, others come, he's still making money. That's not pride. Women manipulating weak men sexually is not an accomplishment, because at the end of the day, you are actually getting manipulated, because the man will pay you to do something compromising that you can't go back from. He is not visible. You're visible. He can go to his kids. I'm not saying men should do this, but he can pay your little fee and go be with his family and live a life and go on, and he can quit watching it. He go find a Lord. He quit watching it, and nothing ever happens. All right, let's get to this last clip, because I need this. Call Her Daddy is a slush bomb. Roll the clip.
There's no men at this company by design. We have almost 100 employees at this point, and it's about 6 men. Our head of podcasting is a woman. Our head of social media is a woman. Our head of marketing is a woman. Our head of partnerships is a woman. Our head of the creative agency is a woman. Our president of the company is a woman. Our head of merchandise is a woman. Now it's like so much like female energy. I'm like, okay, maybe we could use like a little sprinkle of a couple more men.
Now, you know what's funny is imagine if a man did that. Imagine if a man get on TV and say, this is all men here. We don't want no women working for us. We it's so masculine. We just put a couple women in the corner over there. Imagine if somebody said that. Or this is a white company. We got all white people. We put You know, it's white energy. We got a couple black people in the corner already. We just hired a couple black. I guess we got a couple blacks. Imagine if anybody did any of this. Women, I want you to know this is not empowerment. You still working for a man. She still got her start from a man. The only reason people watched it is a man. I bet you a lot of her sponsors are companies run by men. So you don't need to waste your time, effort, and energy pitting yourself against men. You should be joining alongside men and understanding that each one of us have value. I guarantee you that a company run exclusively by women is a bad company. Why do you say that, Brandon? Because women do not get along with each other. That's why they got Real Housewives. You can never make a show like that where dudes are arguing with each other every day. You got shows everywhere. Women know this. Women that work with women, they hate it. Because women are moody, they're emotional. Some of them on their period. And so then I'm telling you, ask women about working with women. So that's not a flex. Bring in the right people that work well together, whether they're male or female. Quit acting like y'all flexing and y'all not. All right. We got to get to the post-show clarity, and I'm going to talk about, because somebody made a video about me, some House of Habit. I want to say this real quick. You should be ashamed of yourself because you know me, you met me, and you could have reached out to me instead of making a video about me trying to go viral, and it ain't even accurate. Have no idea what you're talking about. Could have texted me or something and said, B, is this true? What's the real deal before you come? But y'all looking for you thirsty, sorry, old hags. Nobody watch you. You're just a bunch of troll, fat, sloppy women who want to gossip all day. That's all y'all about. But this person made a little video about me, and it don't really bother me because I'm going to be honest. God has blessed me. So I don't give a care. But for the people that care about me, I want you to know what the truth is. So you don't have to be out here questioning and wondering. Y'all will know the truth. These other people, I couldn't care less. You know, at the end of the day, I always use this principle. What would Dana White do? I already know what Jesus would do. But also in the worldly sense, what would Dana White do? And if somebody out there making rumors and stuff, somebody had a rumor out there, a thing that I do Tucker Carlson's merch. That I do Tucker Carlson's merch. They say Brandon do Tucker Carlson's merch. You know how stupid that is. Anyway, we're going to talk about it on post-show clarity. For all of you members, get ready. We're going to get into this. If you're not a member, you better catch this conversation because I ain't doing it publicly. Only to the people who care about me enough for me to explain this to them. Hold the phone.